So I got some plugs dead, a whole bedroom sometimes. And I've checked the fuses and the fuse box, everything seems to be on. I don't have any tripped fuses. First of all, sometimes a circuit breaker could trip and it'll trip only halfway and it'll look as though it's still on. So sometimes you actually have to turn the breakers off and then back on again to fully reset them. So that would be the first case. Easiest that I check is in the fuse box. Then, I've done that. What's wrong? So here's a little quick, rude and crude Mr. Hardware drawing. I got a fuse box. The electrician ran the Romex out of the fuse box and he went to a plug, to a plug, to a plug, to a plug. This half of my house is dead. This half is still good. So either the last good plug or the first bad plug is where the problem is. Well, the electrician ran the wire logistically through your house in a straight line. He didn't go here and then here and back. It wasn't random, it's a straight line, so it's easy to figure out. Here's the most common problem. It's called speed wiring. Most receptacles have screws, and since the 60s they've been putting these little quick connect holes in there where the electrician could just come along and shove the wires into the holes without having to use the screws. He didn't get one in all the way. It went in, it didn't lock in, but it worked. He got out of the house and everything looked like it was good to you and good to him. The electricity's coming from somewhere, going to this plug, heading to somewhere else. The problem is they used the device to feed through and the wire popped out. So if the wire that popped out is the downstream wire, well, the black and white still go to the plug. This plug's still good. It's just not sending any electricity down the road. So what you try to do is you try to figure out which plug is the last good one, pull it apart, see if the wires are tight. Then go to the next plug downstream, pull it apart. If they're both good, you know, you may have to call an electrician. But this is a common problem, especially in the newer homes and newer remodels where a mediocre handyman, now this is not illegal using speed wiring, in my book it is. I've done so much repairing of the speed wiring in my lifetime that I won't let anybody do it. Either the wires have to go around the screws and get attached mechanically so that they can't come out, because all that is a little spring-loaded piece of metal. And you shove the wire in, that little piece of metal is holding it. If I happen to have a toaster oven, at the end of these 10 plugs, these pieces of metal get warm, they could lose their temper, they could let go, and then the wire pops out. So speed wiring is a common problem for why half my house has gone dead. The other thing is the ground fault interrupter. I come out of the fuse box, I go to a bathroom where there's a GFCI in there with the buttons that you push to test and reset. A lot of people miswire these and run some more plugs off the GFI. So if part of the house goes bad, the very first thing you do is you check the kitchen and the bathroom and you check and reset the GFCIs in there, and half the time that's the problem. So the GFCI or speed wiring are two of the common, relatively easy to repair, visual things that you can do that you can take and get your house back online without having to wait for or pay for an electrician to do it. Be safe, kill the circuits. You can get electrocuted, so you must use some caution, but these are the two things I address at the hardware store on a weekly basis. So try these tips, easy ones, from MrHardware.com.